Hi there, superstars. His name is Aaron, and he just upgraded to Windows XP.
His name's Tommy, star player of the Xanderkin Aves.
And you're listening to the Superpod Saga! That's right. You are listening to the one and only Superpod Saga hosted by Aaron and Tommy. If you're a first-time listener, welcome. This is the podcast where one of us brings a video game topic to the table, and sometimes we bring a guest along, and then we all talk about it. We get angry, we throw things, it gets very violent.
It's almost like an episode of Steve Wilkos, but we don't have nearly enough chairs to throw.
Chris is like, what have I gotten myself into?
All right, that's my time, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Our guest today on this adventure is Chris from 1 Hour, One Decision. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Thanks for being
here. How are you guys doing today? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing well. To let our audience know about you, why don't you tell them about yourself, what video games you like, and then what's 1 Hour, One Decision?
Okay, sure. I'm Chris. I am one half of the podcast 1 Hour, One Decision. Tom and I have a Tom.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so it seems to be a staple for video game podcasts to have a Tom somewhere in there. But yeah, so Tom and I play a random game on Xbox Game Pass and play it for an hour and decide if it's worth playing past that hour. So that's what I've been doing. What kind of games do I play and stuff like that? Anything really.
Nice.
I'll give things a shot. I do not like roguelikes. I'll say that much. And yeah, I'm not generally a fan of FromSoft games, but I've gotten around to Elden Ring via co-op, like seamless co-op, and Sekiro was actually one that I kind of enjoyed playing. So
nice.
That was on Game Pass?
No. But apparently, there's a rumor that Elden Ring might be coming to Game Pass.
Oh, interesting.
That's cool.
Where can people find you on the social medias, and where can they find the podcast?
Yeah, our podcast is on most, if not all, the podcasting platforms out there. Stitcher's not there anymore. RIP. So there's that. But but yeah, we are on all that under 1 Hour, One Decision, 1H1D, and Twitter. I usually just harass one of you guys on Twitter, since that? You guys are the Twitter gods.
You mean X?
We are not the Twitter gods. We had one big tweet.
That's X now, sir.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, people are going to be listening to this and be like, "What is he talking about?"
No, I'm still going to. Holy shit! I'm still going to refer to it as Twitter as well too. I don't give a fuck about X.
The Bird app. Yeah,
the Bird app.
But yes, on there I am. I do most of the social stuff. Tom is just here to give insight for actual stuff. But anyway, TC1H1D is the Twitter handle or X handle, and we're also on Threads at the same handle. So
nice.
Yeah,
cool.
I
Aaron,
really dig that abbreviation too. 1H1D. It's
a good one.
Quick.
That's a good abbreviation.
Yeah. Although people always ask me, like, what does that mean? So maybe it's a good conversation piece.
Exactly. Yeah.
Get it tattooed on your knuckles. 1H1D.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's perfect.
No, get one of those big those like I guess like fist rings that like pimps in the early 2000s had, where it was like just this big like hunk of aluminum or whatever on your knuckles, and yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. Do that. Have you just do it?
I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it.
Aaron, where can people find more Superpod Saga stuff on the internet?
Unfortunately, our abbreviation would not fit on those aluminum pimp knuckles, if they are aluminum, whatever. But you can just go to superpodsaga.com and find all of our previous episodes and our blog and our social medias and all that stuff, and our Patreon if you want to support us, if you like the show. But if not, that's all good. Yeah,
even just having you listen makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Just don't expect those pimp knuckles.
But so before we talk about video games, though, we're gonna remember to do our section where we do the Patreon we ask a question and the people on Patreon answer, right?
Yeah,
Is that
we
kind of?
sure do. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Oh, let's do it. So if you're a Patreon, you get into the special VIP section of our Discord where you can talk to us directly, and no one else sees it except for other VIPs. It's super cool. They're all cool people.
And attractive.
Very attractive.
Oh.
And we just said any questions or quotes that you want us to read during the next episode.
I'll start making it more specific or something. I don't know.
You guys want to give us some content? That's what we say basically.
Write our episodes for us, please.
Wait, are you literally waiting for them to ask right now?
No,
No.
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm bouncing around my house. Do you want me to read the first one, Aaron?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Hochum or Hodchum, I don't know how to pronounce it. For one of our VIP people said, maybe nostalgic PC games that are like Windows XP era. I'm thinking like those old math adventure games or like Nickelodeon Party Blast, Jimmy Neutron versus Jimmy Negatron as a few examples. Did you guys play any of those?
No.
I didn't. There's one math game that this isn't Windows XP though, I don't think, but there's one math game we used to play in like computer class in like elementary school. Do you remember, Tommy? It was like, I know it was by Sierra, but it had to do with like a math mountain or something.
I do not remember Math Mountain.
Oh, I think I vaguely remember that.
Is it Treasure Mountain? I think it's Treasure Mountain.
Nope.
It's Treasure Mountain. Yes, it is.
Well, I believe you. I'm just saying I don't remember it.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that was cool. What about you, Tommy?
Just talking about school, I remember The Incredible Machine. We played that a ton.
Oh,
that was awesome.
That was so fun. And then
that was like the Rube Goldberg kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Where you had to get the ball to bounce into the box and you got to do all the wacky stuff. My grandma, I don't even know why, she had a game for her old PC called 3D Dinosaur Adventure, which came with those red and blue 3D glasses they had back in the day. And so if you were looking at the screen without the glasses, it's just like half red, half blue. But with the glasses on, I'm like, this is real 3D. It's popping out of the screen at me.
As it should. By the way, no, I was wrong. The game is Treasure Math Storm.
You're close.
Yeah.
Treasure Math Storm.
Yeah, dude. It was cool as hell. You you just like climb the mountain and you get like you pick up cool shit. I forget. It was cool though.
They just don't make games like that anymore.
Where you pick up cool shit. No, they don't.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
I can remember like Mavis Beacon. I don't know if you guys remember that. Like typing tutor kind of thing.
Never met her.
Yeah. Never met her. I wasn't very good at typing. So.
Oh, I'm still not good at typing. I use 3 fingers. I use my right index and middle finger and my left index finger, and that's it. Yeah,
I have a friend that types with just 2 fingers, and he's super fast.
Same.
Like I was like, wow, that's impressive.
That's insane. It's insane to me. I've always been pretty all right at typing. Like I know the home positions and all that shit.
I hated learning typing in school because
our teachers sucked.
They put that thing where it like blocks below your eyes, so that you have to look all the way down in order to see. And I was like, I don't even care. I have to see the keyboard.
And our teacher was a psychopath too. I remember one time she like asked me a question and she was standing right behind me, and I rolled my chair backwards over her foot, and she fucking freaked out. It's like, well, don't stand behind me. God damn it.
Man. Not to totally derail this, but we had an assignment where we were supposed to post pictures from something that we did over summer vacation or whatever, and I totally forgot to do it. So I borrowed my friend's pictures from when they went to Hawaii, and I was like, this is Minnesota. We went to Minnesota, which is what I did do.
Oh, fancy.
And I was like, yeah, this is the forest of Minnesota.
This is the
like,
tropical
wow,
coconut
beautiful.
tree of Minnesota.
Oh, man. How can I forget Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah, there we go. That's what I remember.
She?
No one knows.
No one knows.
She's on a Netflix show, apparently, though. There's that.
Oh, really?
She's probably still lost, though.
Yeah, still lost.
The
Magic School Bus had a game, too. It was like a point-and-click adventure game. Man.
By the way, Tommy, you skipped over one of the quotes. Distorted Rules, who is Jared, he says he has a quote for us. And it's from Anchorman, the hit motion picture. The arsonist has oddly shaped feet.
Oh, okay. I did miss that. I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Distorted rules. That is a good quote, though.
Yeah, good movie, good quote.
Good movie, good quote.
Do you want to read the next one then, or is it my turn again?
I mean, I can read the next one too. Sure.
Okay.
Chris from a Novel Console, he says, "Play Pikmin 4. It is life changing. That's all I want people to know."
That's it.
I'll do it.
I've heard a lot of good things, but I still waiting to play the first one on GameCube.
I sold the game, Tommy. I'm never getting it back.
You promised. You promised you would let me borrow it.
Well, I broke it. So there.
Before I get too angry, I'll just read the next one.
Okay.
Well, no, Chris. Have you played the Pikmins?
I have. So is it kind of like Oddworld, or is it more like Abe's Odyssey kind of stuff, or is it? I don't know. How would you describe it then?
It's
It's
like Tinykin.
It's kind of like an RTS.
Oh, I played that.
Almost.
Okay.
Kind of like an RTS a little bit, because so you'll land in like different areas and you just explore and find parts for your ship in the first game. Anyway, I don't know if that's how it works in like the second and third, but you start off with just one Pikmin, and then you find like these pellets they'll give you more seeds to plant more Pikmin, and then you pluck the Pikmin out of the ground and bam, you have more. Or like
oh wow.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Have you actually played Tinykin?
Funny enough, we actually just did a interview with the developers of Tinykin.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Tinykin
So
was
really
my
cool.
like number 2 game of the year last year.
Yeah, it was really cool, and it was cool to actually talk to them about it. And one of the things that they were talking about was when Pikmin 4 was coming out, or like the trailer for it, people were saying, "Oh, it looks like Tinykin." I was like, "Oh, that's kind of a cool thing to hear."
And I've only played
So-
I've never played a Pikmin. I've only played Tinykin, so that's
Tinykin was great. I completed that game. That was cool. It got dark at the end. I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, it did. Really went places.
yeah.
But
I forgot to ask them about that, but it's all good. But they're really cool. They're really
next
cool.
time you talk to them.
Yeah.
Our last one, Jameson said, I'd actually like to know what Tommy thinks is the best baseball game of all time, and why is it MLB The Show? Well, he's wrong.
Ooh.
It's MVP
I know what
Baseball
it is.
2005.
Damn it, I was gonna guess that.
Man.
Fuck, I knew it.
I know.
It's
I was gonna say the Bigs, but yeah.
Bigs
it's the
is fun,
one
too.
with. Oh, I know his name on the front. I know his name.
You don't know his name.
Yeah, you've told me before in like 2 episodes. Fuck, just tell me his name. I don't
It's
remember.
Manny Ramirez.
Is it Vlad?
It's Manny
I knew
Ramirez.
it. Oh my fuck! Okay.
Is Vlad on any one of the Bigs?
He sounds like a
Vlad
Bigs
Guerrero?
guy. Yeah, that sounds right. I don't want to Google it right now, but yeah, MVP Baseball 2005 is the best baseball game, because it's just a baseball game. Like, the show has devolved into this mess of microtransactions and like trying to get you to spend money. And playing the game is fun and it's good, but like MVP Baseball is just so pure and holy. It's like, this is what baseball should be, you know?
Nice. I haven't played any of those, so I'm not
It's on
entirely
Game Pass,
sure.
Aaron.
But MVP 2005.
No, MLB The Show.
Oh, okay.
It is, yeah.
Cool. I'll check it out. I'll add it to my play later.
Yes,
It's only on console though, right?
Yeah, it's not on. You can play
Okay.
it over the cloud on PC if you wanted to.
Oh, nice. Oh wow, I can't like EA back in like the early 2000s was really like hitting it so well with all their sports games, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
Shame.
go on and on about the history of baseball video games because it got real messed up.
But instead, we'll do. So we asked our Discord peoples, what games do you think are underrated? And the
Where
very
did we
first...
ask that at?
Oh, sorry, in our Discord server.
No,
under
but
the
for me.
What?
Oh, Super Pod Saga discussion?
Oh, yeah, my bad, yeah.
Okay, I just need to find it.
I didn't know what you were trying to say.
We got like 20 channels.
Here, I'll buy you some time, and yeah, so the very first one, Real Dave Jackson, he says The Order 1886 gets a real bad rap, but it's pretty good. Looks amazing, and I enjoyed the story a lot. That's cool.
Yeah, That one had a ton of hype around it before it came out, and then people were not impressed.
Yeah, I think it was what it is. It was just too short and like just.
I think that's probably what it was, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
too short and too
for a
basic
AAA
or something.
game.
Especially the era it came out where that was when we were starting to get to like longer games are better.
Mm-hmm. That's when they started to pad games.
Yep.
Garbage.
Yep. 8-Bit Alchemy said, I really liked Dirge of Cerberus, but it gets dumped on constantly.
Ooh, and I defended this awesome guy because I said I also enjoyed the game and I liked that you could customize your guns and materia and everything. It was a cool game. Everybody can just shut up. oh my, it's next.
It's your, yep.
Brock the Swordsman says, I get it's like graphics and run issues, but the new Scarlet and Violet Pokemon game.
Yeah, I didn't like it, but I'm happy that they did. I'm trying to go. Okay. Robo Mikey said, the usuals like Ocarina of Time, Tetris, Half-Life 2, Final Fantasy 7, etc., etc. And he's right.
Very underrated games.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very underrated.
Yep.
I don't think anyone's ever said a good thing about Half-Life 2.
Oh, never.
Dude, Tetris? What a piece of shit.
Tetris.
Bach Jody, or Bachwheel is his usual name. Hills Far is an old one, but generally considered the worst D&D video game that uses the actual rules. I love it, especially the lock-picking minigame. Also, Shadowrun Returns is short but fun. Not the bad game it is said to be. I haven't played either of those.
Yeah,
they sound cool though.
So yeah, we actually had played Shadowrun on our show, and I thought the writing was really good. The gameplay itself, I thought was just, not great, but
nice.
That's just me.
Robo Mikey actually gave an actual answer. It said Magic Pangle, The Quest for Color on PlayStation 2.
I've never heard of that.
No. Not very well known, but unpopular. I do not recognize that at all. It's made by Age Tech.
I don't know what that
cool looking.
What the fuck is Age
But
Tech?
Someone said, I loved Magic Pangle, my bro, and I spent so much time on
it. Oh boy. Anubis Hero, he says Fallout 76, fight me if you disagree.
Oh,
I haven't played it, but I'll take
I have
your
a
word
coworker
for it.
who plays it every day, so.
Oh man,
it's apparently gotten better.
Yeah,
that's how live service games.
They added
right?
NPCs.
Oh.
That was like a year ago, though. Bloodthirsty says Spec Ops The Line was actually really good in my opinion. It had a different take on combat, kind of like Army of Two, and the story is honestly pretty heartbreaking at some points. Gets into some good detail with the characters and storyline. I wish they would make a new one. Mm-hmm. I totally agree with all that.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bill from the GNC podcast, he says the handheld Sims games for GBA and DS.
Didn't even know there was one.
Dude, the Sims in the Herbs, I think that one is pretty cool. Yeah, it was like
in the Herbs.
Just like Bill says right there too. They're basically Sims RPGs. They're pretty sweet. You can get like a robot dog that like holds your items and like orders you pizza.
Oh
and
wow!
Shit. Yeah.
Oh, that's the future I want. Hodgem said, when I was a kid, I played Rugrats in Paris on the N64, and it was a fun game for kid me. I have not revisited it since, though, so I might need to check it out again.
Okay. I've played it before. It wasn't very good. I also played it when I was a kid. It just wasn't very good.
Just crushing it.
And that is it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh,
thanks, people.
Wait, one more from Hochum. He says, I would say Balan Wonderworld. I would say Balan Wonderworld, ironically, but that game actually gave me motion sickness with the FOV motion blur combo, so I can't even joke about it.
Yeah, no joking.
Yeah, no more.
Thanks, Discord. You guys are cool.
And patrons, too. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, patrons. So, should we get to the topic at hand?
No, we're done.
Oh. Thanks, Chris.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's our topic today, Aaron?
We're talking about underrated games that are have like a bad rep or reviewed poorly, or just games that were underappreciated and don't get the love that they need.
Yeah, exactly. Since this is your topic, you should start us off, Aaron.
I think I will, Tommy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now to our reporter in the field, Donald.
Yeah. Ooh.
So my first one, I realized just a second ago that most of my picks are from the 360 era, but fuck it.
Underrated console right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Alpha Protocol.
I've heard about that one.
It's awesome.
Is that the game that oh man, it wasn't BioWare. It was another.
It was Obsidian, I think. Yeah, Obsidian.
Yep. Oh yeah, it was like a spy, but it was like an RPG spy game.
The espionage RPG.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's awesome because there's different ways you can customize your character. I think there were like different skill trees or some shit like that. But they went by like the 3 like most iconic spy characters from movies and shit. You can be like more like Jason Bourne, where you're just fucking guns blazing and just going ape shit, or James Bond, where you're like undercover and stealthy and shit, and then Jack Bauer, where you're more about like, I don't know. I've never watched 24.
Oh my god, you have to watch at least the first 3 seasons.
3?
That's a lot of seasons.
Yeah, but they're not. I mean, it wasn't. 24 episodes. So it was fine. It's fine. It's a cool concept.
Oh wait. Here's the description. Let's see. Soldiers, which focuses on heavy firearms. Tech specialists, which have an arsenal of gadgets to use, and field agents, which is stealth.
I would pick the tech stuff. Love tech builds.
And it was a cool game because like the actual running around and doing your combat and shit was kind of wonky and weird, and like the way you throw grenades is so fucking hilarious. The dude is like real jelly armed when he throws them, and when you crouch and run, he looks like he's just constantly got to take a poop, and it's so funny. But there's a lot of cutscenes where it'll like ask you, like somebody will be talking and then you'll have to pick an answer that kind of goes along with different what's the word, personalities, I guess. And then at the end of each, or I guess at the beginning of each chapter, you're in like a different safe house in a different like part of the world, and you can just goof around in the safe house. You can just watch TV, or you can listen to the radio and shit like that. And it's awesome. I had a lot of fun with it. There's quite a bit of replayability with like building your character for like stealth or guns blazing and shit like that can change how the game actually, like the story actually unfolds and shit. But no, it's fun. It reviewed like dog shit because it's real wonky and weird, but it's pretty fun. It's worth playing.
Nice. That's one where I was like, if I ever have like a week off, I want to check that out.
Do it.
I don't know when I'll ever have a week off, but
I remember. Oh man. Okay, memory unlocked. I remember at the time, my oldest sister was dating this real douchebaggy guy named Mark, and he was the kind of douchebaggy dude. He was.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah. He always had his sunglasses on, even when he was indoors, and he always wore wife beaters. Always.
Oh, man.
This is a cartoon character.
It basically, dude, he was a fucking cartoon. But yeah, of course, living in rural Iowa, there's not shit to do besides either play video games or go outside. But of course, when it's blistering hot outside, I'm not going to go outside. Fuck you, Mark. So for like a 3-day stretch, I was just inside playing Alpha Protocol, loving it. And then this Mark dude, because he was over seeing my sister, I guess, and he comes into my room. He's like, "Are you playing video games still? Like, do you not do anything else?" And it's like, "No. What am I supposed to do? Go outside and climb a fucking pine tree? No." And then he was like, "Huh," and then left.
Do you want to know what I did when I went outside in rural Iowa?
What'd you do?
I had a football, and I would throw it on the roof of the garage, and then it would roll down, and I'd catch it. Did that for hours at a time.
That's awesome. That's something.
What do you do in rural Iowa, Chris?
Nothing, because I've never been to Iowa.
Good, don't.
You're missing out, man. You're missing out.
Clearly I am.
Oh man.
Oh,
Man, speaking of hellscapes, one of the games I picked was Outriders, which
Oh
is
wow.
is
Okay.
not necessarily like, it's not a perfect game. It might not be described as good, but I had a lot of fun with it. And I think if you got a group of people to play together, it would be a lot of fun. It's made by People Can Fly, who
Mm-hmm.
did Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment. Um, and it's like it feels a lot like Gears of War with the running and cover and shooting, but then it's got um gosh, I don't know how, it's got the looter
Like
shooter
powers.
elements
Yeah.
where you can get different rarities of guns that do different things, and it's got abilities and powers that you can do. And I had a lot of fun mixing and matching and finding new stuff and equipping things and just becoming a powerhouse of destruction. And it had
yes.
like 20 different difficulty levels to choose from, like
Wow.
whenever you wanted. And so like it got to the point, I'll admit, where I was like really burned out, and I was like, I got to see the end though. So I just turned everything down to the lowest level and just slaughtered absolutely everything in the final area. Killed the boss in like 3 seconds. But it was a neat world. I just liked having like a new third person shooter with like decent production values to explore around in, because we don't really get a lot of those feeling games anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That is cool. So
Sure.
so it's basically like third person
Yeah.
Gears of War Borderlands.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nice.
Mhm.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
How about you, Chris?
Chris, it's your turn.
Chris?
Oh man. Can I just say the Dreamcast?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Totally.
you can.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like
This
as
is
in
your
like
show. You
that
can do
was
whatever you
on.
want.
Oh wow. Okay. No, I mean, like there was just so many great games on there that like people I'm still surprised that Capcom still hasn't done. No, they're too busy making Resident Evil 4 again. But like Power Stone. Like, come
Oh,
on, that was
buddy.
such an awesome freaking. It was
Chris,
so good. It was such a good fighter.
I've never loved you more than I ever have
You-
right now.
you get a
because
gold
I
star.
love Power Stone so fucking much. And
It
Cannon
was so
Spike.
cool.
Have you ever played Cannon
Oh,
Spike?
yeah.
Oh, that's such a good one that nobody talks about. Yeah, there's a lot of
Man.
Like they need to bring that back for real. And like all the sports games on there they hit really well. Like I thought they were like 2K was doing some great, like, Visual Concepts is doing such a good stuff on that console. But then I totally forgot about this game, but it was actually kind of cool. Mark Echo's Getting Up.
Oh my gosh.
Contents Under Pressure.
Yes, what a name for a game.
All right, it's such a long. I remember there was like a lot. There was a bit of hype before this game was coming out. Like he was just trying to do a lot of like, hey, this game's gonna be dropping, it's gonna be great. I was like, oh, like kind of a graffiti game, but it's like a little bit after Jet Grind and all that stuff happened, and I was like, oh, cool, it's kind of like that, but a little bit more urban. I'm like, I'm down for that, and yeah, so that was cool. Like I was, and it didn't do great, and then we never heard from Mark Echo again, but that's okay. But it was kind of cool for what it was at the time, and yeah, like that those are a couple. I'm sure I'm thinking through right now as I'm what was the other game? Oh, like the Wolverine game that Raven did.
Oh, on the 360.
that one.
It was, I believe it was on the 360. It was for the movie. It was like a licensed version. Like, and that game was so good. And it was it had like it was just so badass because like your like Wolverine would get deformed, like as like if people were shooting him, like his body would just like fall apart, and then you'd watch him heal up. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited if this acquisition actually happens, that Raven will get to do cool games again. Like that's what I'm like super pumped about, and not just pulling out Call of Duty.
I know.
Whatever.
Yes. Oh my god.
And like that, like you brought up Alpha Protocol. Like I mean, I would love for Microsoft to be like, hey, make another Alpha Protocol.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, that'd be so cool.
If they allowed Obsidian to make Pentiment, a game
about
the 1600s Bavaria, anyone should be able to make a game about whatever they want.
I think so far that's been their greatest acquisition.
Yes.
Obsidian's been like so good.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, those are just a couple. I mean, I'm sure you guys can continue to.
I only played a Dreamcast once. I wish I had played it more.
Oh my gosh,
you're missing out, dude. It's a goddamn shame that the Dreamcast, I guess, fizzled out. Well, I guess it didn't fizzle out. It just got kind of like overshadowed by the PS2. But
yeah,
we'll talk about that more in a different episode. Because I could talk all day about the Dreamcast and all that.
So many great like arcade ports on that system.
Fuck yeah, like all different fighting games. Oh, okay. No, we're getting off track. Hey, have you guys ever played Sushi Striker?
No, I saw it on the Switch that was early Switch, wasn't it?
And 3DS.
Oh, wow. Of course.
Sushi Striker is it's a really good game, but like nobody has played it, which I mean I guess like it's an actual like first party Nintendo game as well. And yeah, it's on both the 3DS and the Switch, but I would recommend, I mean, not everybody has a 3DS anymore, but the 3DS version is the best. God damn it.
Ooh, interesting.
And fuck, there's a lot to explain. So basically the whole story revolves around sushi because it makes people happy, but this like evil army is like, no, only we get to have sushi, so they keep it from the other people. But sushi comes from these little sushi sprites, which are like these little Pokemon creatures that you can like find and recruit, and so when you start a battle, you make a loadout which consists of like 3 sushi sprites, which all have like different abilities. Like the main story one, Jinrai, he makes it so like all sushi plates become one color, so you can link them into like one mega plate stack that I'll get into later. There's ones that like speed up the enemy lanes. I'll get into that more also, and stuff like that. There's lots of ways to customize combat, I guess. Yeah, so when you're actually playing, there's 3 like conveyor belts. Have you ever been to like one of those sushi places that has a conveyor belt? I know Tommy has, because we went to one.
went there. We went there at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how you started the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So there's 3 conveyor belts. There's 2 on each side, but there's one like in the middle that both players can grab from. And essentially on the you use the touch screen and you like drag and connect like a color. Drag and connect plates of the same color, and then you'll have a stack of plates on your table or whatever, and you attack by throwing the stack of plates at the enemy. And like the more plates that are in a stack, the more damage that'll do. And then of course the more stacks of the same color that you throw, the more damage you'll do, like sequentially. And then also, if you link 7 plates of the same color, you'll spawn a rainbow plate. And if you throw a stack with a rainbow plate in it, you'll do even more damage. And then there's just like a bajillion other ways to amplify how much damage you do. Of course, like the sushi sprites and all this other shit. And it's just so fucking so
Holy
overwhelming
cow.
and complex at first. But when you really get into it, it's so fun. Like there's really, really great soundtrack to it. The characters are all really cool. Like it's like a Saturday morning cartoon. Like there's anime cutscenes, and it's just full bursting to the seams with like energy and creativity. And it just sucks that nobody plays it. Why?
You're a good video game salesman, because like you're making me want to try this.
It's so fun.
So the touch controls don't work on the Switch?
They do. They do. It's just like it's easier with the stylus. For one, your gooky like oily hands won't gook up the screen. But like the Switch touchscreen does work just fine. I prefer the stylus.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. I miss controlling games with a stylus.
If it's on sale, Tommy, you got to buy it.
But I don't have my 3DS anymore, Aaron.
Get it on Switch then.
But you just said it's garbage. You said it's trash.
I didn't say it's garbage. I said it's better on 3DS.
Oh man. I don't have a transition for my game. But I want to talk about Legends of Runeterra. I'll pause for applause from everyone.
Wow.
That if you don't know what that is, it's the League of Legends card game, and
Okay.
boy, it's how do I? So me and Aaron are big card game boys. We love our card games,
Mhm.
and I don't think I found a card game that I enjoy more than Legends of Runeterra. But it does not have a big audience, and I think it's draining people every day. um, but what makes it special to me is it's a lot of complex stuff. So I apologize. It's definitely not a card game for beginners. But if you're a person like me or Aaron that has experience with card games, the stuff that they do is really cool and really fun. Like for example, there are card games like Magic where you have to create your own mana with lands, and then that's how much mana you use. Or there's games like Hearthstone where every turn you get an extra one. You get one mana on turn one, two on turn two, etc. In Legends of Runeterra, it also goes 1 through 10, but if you don't use any on one turn, the next turn it carries over into spell mana, which you can use the next turn. So if you have high cost cards, you can kind of gamble it and like not play cards right away to play those high cards faster. There's a lot of strategy in that, which is super cool. um, they also have
Wow.
they have champion cards, which when you do a specific thing with them, they level up, and it's basically like your win condition to like just completely go overboard with everything. Like one of my favorite ones, gosh, I don't remember his name though because I haven't actually played in a while. Um, Whenever he attacks, he plants poison puff balls or puff shrooms
Yes.
in the enemy deck, and it's just like
I love
one.
that
They'll
guy.
put one in there, or two in there, and three in there, and then after he levels up, he doubles how many are in the deck. Which each time the enemy draws a card with a puff shroom, they lose 1 health. So when you level him up, when he's attacking, he's doubling how many are in there, and it just gets out of hand fast. It's like becomes overbearing. And there's like 50 or 60 different champion cards that all have different level up things. They all have completely different strategies, and they're so fun to learn. And it does some other complex things, like the spells have different speeds. There's like instant, fast, slow, and there's countering things, and it's extremely overwhelming. But when you learn how everything works and like really get into it, it's the best card game ever made, in my opinion.
Nice.
Very cool.
Cards.
What card game do you have, Chris?
Oh,
I'm just kidding. It doesn't have to be a card game. I was just
Solitaire. Have you ever played Solitaire?
Yeah.
You ever played Bridge?
Yeah. I mean, I was really playing Marvel Snap for a bit.
Yeah, I love Marvel Snap.
I mean, I appreciate the because it was like I felt like the matches weren't super long, so I wouldn't have to like invest so much time. But then you still kind of invest so much time because the matches are so short.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, how did an hour go away? Like, what the hell happened? So there's
Exactly.
that's happened. So I was like, I gotta stop this cold turkey. So that's
What's another underrated game for you though?
the Onimusha series. Like that
That's a
was
good pick.
Ooh.
like I'm surprised they haven't brought that back, but I guess there's so many other samurai-ish games that haven't been that are out there, like what's his name, Ghost of Tsushima and all that stuff. Maybe they don't want to compete with them. I don't know, but that was another good one that I would love to see again. But you know,
Who
it's a shame.
who made
Those-
that?
Maybe Jean Reno is like, I'm done.
Those did rule though. Holy shit! I remember there was I watched a buddy play through. I think it was maybe the second game where it's like the main character Samanosuke and then like the French dude. And
Yeah, Jean. That's Jean. Jean, the guy from The Professional.
Oh, okay, yeah. And he had like a whip, I think, didn't he? The French dude.
I think so. It's been man, but it's like they did some weird stuff back then. It was like now it's just all the developers are just playing it safe. Like, what'll make us money? And it's like, yeah, gotta wait for all these indie developers to do something cool.
Apparently, they were going to make a movie given from Paramount. It's samurai fighting against demons. It's very close to this simple pitch. There's also a love story woven in. It's a big, it's a big adventure movie with lots of special effects.
Oh boy!
Sounds like they really put a lot of thought into it, but it never came out.
Ship it.
Ship it. That's all you need.
Oh, I'll say another pick for me is because it's actually pretty well. It just closed down their official servers, but it is Knockout City.
Oh yeah,
that was a cool one.
That was a cool one.
That game was so. I thought it was awesome. It felt really good. Play and for the most part, like there was, I felt like you could always kind of win back, like because it was like a round of 3. I think it's 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Get to 10 points or 10 knockouts or whatever. But it was just like it was so good. Like everything about it, and then like right before they closed down the servers, they had that great DLC with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that's perfect.
I actually bought that. The skins specifically for Raphael, but everyone else can go to hell. But but yeah, like but it was so good, and then they're like, yeah, we're gonna close it down. Like, why? This game it was amazing. Like it was like the one competitive game that I thought that I was halfway decent in, but I guess you can still kind of play it with their you can host your own servers now.
Oh,
I guess is nice.
That's definitely cool that they still have that up.
Yeah, so
it feels like there are like really good ideas for like unique battle royale style games, or not battle, but like multiplayer. Like Rumbleverse is another one that I was like, yeah, that's a cool idea. A wrestling battle royale where you get better wrestling moves and stuff. But again, it just didn't get the audience to keep going.
No, it wasn't Fortnite. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's probably another one of the picks I would say.
Good one. Aaron, are you back?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of wrestling with shirts off, how about Blue Dragon?
That's a video game I've heard of.
Yeah, Blue Dragon rules. It was one of the very few Xbox 360 exclusive JRPGs, but it's awesome. Yeah, Akira Toriyama did like all the visual design for it, and what was it? Each of your like party members has their own unique shadow. Like the main character had a dragon, one character had a bull, another one had a phoenix, and then there was not like a bowl that you put soup and cereal in, but like a bowl like a male cow.
Seriously, you're like dragon, phoenix,
fills all the enemies in his bowl.
And then one had a bat, another one had like what the fuck did Marimaro have? I forget. Fuck it.
What would your shadow be?
A bowl, like that you put cereal in. No, Tony the Tiger.
Mine would be a llama.
Ooh, what about you, Chris?
Ooh. Oh man, put me on the spot. I guess a waifu girl.
Yes, there you go. That's the perfect team.
No, wait. No, my shadow is John Wick.
Oh,
that's just cheating.
What was also cool is like each character could also like you could change classes or jobs or whatever they called them in that game. So like there was like a black mage, white mage, monk, fighter. There was also like a time mage, I think was one of them, and that was really cool. And the story was real goofy and weird, but it was a cool game. People shit on it because it's like, well, the story is generic and like it ain't good, but like it is though. The story's not the greatest, but the game's good.
Though. I disagree.
You've triggered my trap card. Fuck you.
Is that backwards compatible?
Yeah, hell yeah, it is.
Cool.
Yeah, it is, Tommy.
That is cool. Is it time for an ad break? Or are we too early?
No, we can do an ad break.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Chris, say we'll be right back.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Superpod Saga is brought to you today by our superstar patrons, A Novel Console, Jared, Jameson, and Adam. You're all as attractive and awesome as you are generous and gracious. Your support means the world to Tommy and I, and of course you're all number one. And we'll continue to pray to your names every single morning, noon, and night. Thank you all. We love you. It's really important to stay hydrated. They say to drink 8 to 10 cups of water per day to stay properly hydrated, but sometimes that can be difficult to do and completely inconvenient, and most of us don't feel like carrying a gallon of water with us at all times. But that's where Liquid IV comes in. Liquid IV is the category-winning hydration brand fueling your well-being, and their hydration multiplier is the one product you're missing in your daily routine. In just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water alone. Use it first thing in the morning, before a workout, when you feel run down, after a long night out, or on long flights. Man, in Iowa, the summers can be brutal. 90 degrees and tons of humidity, and that just saps the energy and water right out of your system within just a few minutes. Luckily, Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. It's very important to replace those electrolytes, you know? And I just love how quick and easy it is to use Liquid IV. You just get one packet and a bottle of water, and you just pour that packet into the bottle of water, shake the heck out of it, and bam, you are good to go. Since using Liquid IV, I felt way more alert, active, and just plain better versus drinking water alone. My favorite flavors to go to are the Yuzu Pineapple Energy Multiplier and the Tropical Punch Hydration Multiplier. I can't get enough of those ones. And what makes them even better is, like I mentioned earlier, they're packed with 5 essential vitamins like B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C. And again, 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. And they're non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy, which is just great. So you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code SUPERPODSAGA at checkout. That's 20% off anything when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code SUPERPODSAGA, SUPERPODSAGA at liquidiv.com. You have a great one, superstars. Hey superstars, are you a coffee addict looking for your next big caffeine fix? Or are you just tired of all the normal boring coffee options out there now? Well, you need to check out Bones Coffee. Bones Coffee has lots of different varieties of coffee flavors. They've got things like red velvet, cookies and cream, s'mores. They've got one that's called Jamaican Me Crazy that's really good. It's like caramel vanilla rum kind of thing. But they also have just your usual, salted caramel and French vanilla and all that stuff. They even have decaf and what's called high voltage, which is just extra strength, and they've also got espresso. They've got all sorts of cool stuff. Plus, if you use coupon code SUPERPODSAGA at checkout, you'll get 20% off of your order. And again, that's SUPERPODSAGA at checkout to get 20% off. You can also follow the link in our episode description. And yeah, why not? Use that one-time coupon code. Like I said, 20% off. It's great. Head over to bonescoffee.com. Get yourself some coffee, some cool gear like mugs or French press kits, stuff like that. Check it out. Okay, bye.
Chris, do you have an ad for us to read? Because I didn't prepare anything.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding, Chris.
No.
Tommy, do you use vinegar for stuff?
Yeah, not often, but every once in a while.
Do you wish vinegar had a better flavor to it?
Depends, I guess.
I'll answer for you.
Okay.
I'll answer for you.
Okay.
Yes. Let me introduce you to Cinegar. It's vinegar with a cinnamon stick in it, so it's still astringent and gross, but it kind of tastes like cinnamon.
Can you do that on the chips? Because I like the salt and vinegar chips.
Yeah, you mean salt and Cinegar? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, okay. That's all I want then. That actually sounds interesting. I would be willing to try that. How much does this cost?
1 gallon jug. full of vinegar and like just a bajillion cinnamon sticks. That's gonna run you about $30.
Okay. I'll take 8.
Okay. Where are we shipping this to?
Iowa.
Give the listeners your address.
Exactly.
Yes, all of Iowa. Ship it all.
Can I mix other things in because do I have to mix it myself? Because I could mix other things in there too.
You can put whatever you want in there. It's your vinegar.
Baja Blast. What do you think about Baja Blast?
Oh, that'd be good.
I would try to drink that.
That's an unholy concoction, but that could work.
Baja Blast vinegar edition.
You know what? You can put like sriracha in there. You could put like a black truffle oil if you so choose.
Yeah.
What else, Tommy?
I'm just gonna put some chocolate syrup in there and mix it around like chocolate milk.
That'd be cool. Drop in some Skittles. Chris, what do you think? What would you mix with your vinegar?
With your jug of vinegar?
Ooh, maybe a blue moon or something else.
Oh yes,
that would improve.
A true man of my heart. Blue moon is so good.
Just throw it all in there and just see what the heck happens.
Yeah, do a vinegar cocktail. Yeah, hell yeah. We'll shot a blue moon, shot a tequila, some more cinnamon sticks. Why not? It's just a couple of cinnamon sticks.
Dump it in my coffee in the morning.
The cinnamon sticks or the vinegar?
The vinegar. Yeah, that's the right reaction, that coughing.
Yeah.
Oh man. Vinegar.
Thanks.
Oh fuck, hang on. No, I gotta think of a good tagline.
It's not sinning, it's vinegar.
Yeah, thanks, vinegar.
We're back. We're back.
Yep. We're back.
Right.
I want to talk about this game specifically because Chris said he's a Game Pass man, but it's okay if you haven't played it since it's kind of new. So I don't even know if it counts for this category, but I am loving Exoprimal.
God damn.
Have you played that yet, Chris?
Funny enough, we actually just are doing a review soon-ish with our buddies over at the Elder Trolls.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Trolls Gaming Podcast, yeah.
Well, I don't want you to spoil too much, but personally, I'm really loving it. Like, all I want to do is play Exoprimal, and I was not expecting that. Yeah, I was just bored, and I was scrolling through Game Pass. I was like, let's try Exoprimal, and I've been playing it for hours over the weekend.
Did Jono get to a much higher level than everybody else? Or Jono, sorry.
I think he no, he stuck to the hour. But Nate actually played a little bit longer than needed.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah, you know, he cheats, but that's okay. But yeah, no, I'm curious to hear more about why you really enjoyed it though.
It's mainly like just a happiness thing. Like, I'm just happy when I play it. I love I love the abilities and the classes, and it's just the chaos. I love the chaos and trying to manage everything and figure out what the heck is going on and how I can make it stop happening. I'm also a big fan of dinosaurs, so that definitely helps. I'm a huge fan of dinosaurs.
There are dinosaurs. Well, you're killing them, though.
I know, that makes me sad, but they're trying to kill me, so I got to.
Okay.
The entire time you're playing the game, there's like tears rolling down your face. I'm sorry. You're still smiling though, but there's like tears streaming down your cheeks.
I'm having fun. Why is this so fun? This shouldn't be fun. Gosh, I don't know. Like, I don't want to compare it to Overwatch, but it's just like I enjoy seeing the different mechs having different abilities and like finding my place amongst the team to help them out.
Okay.
Like we got into a match and there wasn't a healer, and I was like, okay, I'll try being healer, I guess. And after I figured out all the abilities, I was jumping around, throwing my healing umbilical cord at people, and plopping the healing field down, and I just the gun is like a shocking field that paralyzes the dinosaurs too. So I was like, I can't do damage, but I can hold them in place. And it's just, and I love it's comparable to Gambit mode in Destiny 2 because it's PvEVP,
Yes.
and I really love that too. It's so fun
Yeah.
to go through a mission just like with your teammates going as fast as possible, and then as you're escorting the payload, you go around the corner and there's the other team escorting their payload.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
It's definitely interesting take on competitive. But I don't know if you saw anything that would tell you, other than the AI kind of yelling at you, that you're doing worse or doing better than the other team, like during your kind of escorting part of it. I didn't know if there's anything in the UI itself that would tell you
on the very top of the screen
progress.
there's like 5 notches at the top, and it shows where each team is at in those notches. So as soon as another team goes past you, like it'll just move closer to the center.
Okay.
So that's one way
I
to see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, and the reviews have been very middling, I would say.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot from the reviews that it takes like 10 to 20 hours to get to the good stuff, but
oh wow,
I'm already enjoying the stuff. So if it gets better than this, I'm gonna be ecstatic. Like,
okay,
apparently it goes places. I do just want to say one minor complaint though, because it's something that drives me absolutely nuts. Is so think of any multiplayer game and how you like do the character selection for your team. Like Overwatch, it's just like 10 seconds, everyone picks who they want to be, right? Right? In Exoprimal, everyone loads in as their favorite character, and then you have 10 seconds to switch to a different character. And the process is you hit the select button to bring up the character select screen. You move the cursor to where you want. You hit A to select it. Then you have to hit Y to confirm it, just in case A wasn't enough. Then your guy jumps out of his mech suit, but he's just a little person running around. You have to then hit Y and B at the same time to jump into the mech that you had previously selected.
Oh yes. Oh.
It's why is that the thing in the pregame lobby?
Yeah, makes no sense.
But check out Exoprimal so that they can keep it going, I guess.
Yeah. It's shut down next month.
I know. I'm so scared.
What about you, Chris?
Oh, Game Pass, underrated game. I mean, we kind of talked about Tinykin, but that was a great game. Yeah, like that was, and funny enough, when I was talking to them about it, like they said that they had a lot more success on Game Pass than they did like selling the game on Steam and any other platform. I was like, oh, that's too bad, because like this game really, like it had like gave me kind of nostalgia vibes of like older like collectathon kind of games, but you know I thought it had a great art, like great look to it, and it played well, it controlled really well, and you know a little like made you think a little bit like how will you accomplish said objective or whatever it is. So it wasn't completely mindless or whatever. So yeah, it was such a cute little game, and I feel like a lot more people need to try it and play it.
I agree. It felt like just sitting on the floor on a Saturday morning as a kid and playing a GameCube game.
Yeah.
Like there's no pressure, there's no stress. It's just run around at your own leisurely pace and doing fun stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And then it gets dark real quick, but that's okay.
And like we said, right at the very end, you're just like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot that this is supposedly, like I forgot the very beginning of the game until the very end, and I was like, is this the same game?
Yeah, but definitely one.
Aaron, you gotta check out Tinykin.
I will. I'll do it. Speaking of Saturday morning, Ashura's Wrath. Woohoo!
Ooh, yes.
Ashura's Wrath is, I guess, first off, I can see why people might not care for it all that much because it's like mostly quick time events and like cutscenes and shit, but in the best way. So it's basically like a playable anime where like so like at the beginning, you know, Ashura gets betrayed by the other gods, and he goes on this ass beating quest to avenge whatever the hell, and then yeah, from there it's like during cutscenes, like when it gets to like certain climactic events, it does that anime thing where it's like it goes to like a still frame, and then it like basically when they cut to a break, like it'll have the name of the show, and then it'll fade to black, and then it'll come back in, and then still be on the same thing, and the battles are super fucking sweet because like you'll start off in like a typical like action combat kind of thing where you control Ashura and you run around and you like punch and kick and shit like that. But then once this like meter fills up on the screen, you'll press like R2 or right trigger or whatever, and then things just go fucking banana. I almost said bananas. Because yeah, they're like you're fighting gods and shit, so they grow into these like gigantic, like colossal forms.
Yeah.
And little tiny like ant-sized Ashura is still like running up their arms, jumping from like floating rock to floating rock, just beating the ever-loving piss out of these gods in like the most cinematic way possible. Like you'll press triangle to dodge something or whatever, and then what is it at the end of chapters or whatever, it'll be like next time on Ashura's Wrath, and it'll show him like talking to people and whooping ass. And then when you start a new chapter, it'll be like previously on Ashura's Wrath, and it'll show all the ass that he whooped and people he talked to and stuff. But it's a great fucking game. Like I can see why people don't like it, but no, I liked it. It's also really dumb that they locked the true ending to the game behind a paywall with this special DLC pack.
I was going to ask you about that, yeah.
Because when you beat the base game, it'll be like to be continued or some stupid shit like that, and you have to buy the DLC. But the DLC is pretty frequently on sale. I think it's only like $3 or something.
Weird.
But it is made by Capcom, so it's good.
Good old Capcom. I'm terrible at transitions today. I'm sorry, Aaron. I'm off my game.
I'm also terrible at them. I just kind of go off of what other people say.
Speaking of Capcom, I want to talk about Crash Team Racing, which has nothing to do with Capcom.
I was like, wait, okay.
I told you I can't do the transitions.
Yeah, it's all good.
When people talk about kart racers, obviously like Mario Kart is king supreme, but a lot of people like Aaron will say no, Sonic All Stars Racing is the best kart racer.
Transformed.
Sonic All Star Racing Transformed with Danica Patrick is the best kart racing game.
Yeah, with Danica fucking Patrick, I forgot about that.
But I love Crash Team Racing. I think that is the most fun kart racing game in existence. It does a couple of things mechanically that I think makes it like more interesting. One of them is that the weapons you get, there are Wumpa fruit around the track, which I guess you could compare to like coins, except when you collect 10 Wumpa fruit, your power-ups become charged. They like level up or whatever. So
that's cool.
Like instead of having one rocket, heat-seeking rocket, you get 3, or instead of a bubble that takes a hit lasting for 10 seconds, it lasts for 30 seconds, or a speed boost goes for double the time. So there's incentive to not just take the best route around the track. You also want to make sure you're picking up Wumpa fruit to level up your weapons to be better involved in that. And then there's the jump boosting, which when you gotta like prime your jump, and then when you go off ramps and jump, you'll boost when you land, and so you can do some super fun fast stuff with that. It just feels like a much faster, more skill-based kart racer. We got the remake or remaster or whatever on Switch, I want to say, and it has no rubber banding like Mario Kart does. It doesn't have any like item rubber banding or whatever, so I just completely destroyed my wife and her brother, and I felt terrible, but I was like, nice. I don't know what to do. Like I played this for dozens and dozens of hours as a kid. I can't just turn it off.
That's how
But that
I am
also,
in Mario Kart.
yeah, I played a bunch of the online stuff, and it was super competitive.
Mm-hmm.
What were we gonna say, Aaron?
I was gonna say that's just how I am with like Mario Kart. Like nobody plays Sonic, so I don't get to play with that with anybody, unfortunately. But whenever anybody comes over and wants to play Mario Kart, I'm banned from playing.
Oh wow,
I believe it.
Yeah.
Crash Team Racing had a story mode too, which wasn't anything special, but it had some fun boss races that made you again like reassess how you race and try and do difficult challenges. It was a fun time. I wish they'd make more Crash Racing games.
This wasn't one of my picks, but I kind of liked. I think it was Crash Tag Team Racing, where you had like two
Yeah.
people and you could combine their cars, and like each character had specific weapons, and like the story mode is cool because you play as Crash and you're just running around this big amusement park or something, and you can unlock new characters and new costumes and stupid shit.
Yeah, I never played that one, but
yeah, it was good. Make a remake of that.
they did.
Okay, Chris.
One game that we actually played recently that actually both Tom and I completed was Dordogne.
I've been looking at that.
Yeah, it's a super short game, like 3 hours, but it's more like a point and click adventure game. But you just kind of go through the story of this girl going back to the town of Dordogne in France, and kind of her grandmother passed away, and her grandmother I think leaves this house to her, but she's been estranged from her for so long, and she doesn't know what happened, and now like the story is kind of there's this time jump between modern day and and the past to find out what actually happened and what unfolds. And it's a very pretty game. It kind of gives you that Studio Ghibli kind of watercolor-ish vibes to it. And yeah, it was I was like pleasantly surprised by that game. So I was like, oh, cool.
What an art style. Holy cow.
Yeah. It was very cool. Very cool looking game.
So, it feels like a Tommy game for sure.
It does. I'm looking at this and I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I said, doesn't take very long to play. You know, in between your Exoprimal matches, you can finish this movie.
Similar games.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, cool. Oh. It's kind of voice acted too, but like the one weird thing that Tom and I brought up during our episode was like why certain places it wasn't voice acted, and I was like, okay, so
my last one is one that like I guess a lot of these games nobody talks about, but this is one that also nobody talks about, and it's a shame because it's good. Viva Piñata.
That's definitely got us people that like it.
Yes,
to be specific, Trouble in Paradise is the better of the two because it's basically like an expansion of the first game. But Viva Piñata is. I remember like trying to play it. I'd watched the cartoon as a kid, and I never knew that there was an actual game. And so when the rare replay came out, when the rare replay came out, I saw that the two games were on there. So I was like, okay, I'll give them a shot. And I tried playing the first game. It was cool. Moved on to the second game, and I could not stop playing it. But it's so there's different kinds of piñatas, and they're all based off of certain animals. Like there's the fudge hog, which is a hedgehog.
Ooh,
the horse is Horstachio. I forget what the bear is called, but they're all it's like some. Is it a portmanteau where it's like two words combined, or is that something else?
I have no idea.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah. It'll be like, you know, some kind of like something sweet or some kind of candy or like confection, but like with the animal name, and it's cool. You're in charge of this garden that piñatas will visit and possibly make their home in, and you can plant different plants, bushes, trees, different plant life, different little like decorations as well too. Like you can have a barn or something goofy like that, and different piñatas are attracted to like different things in your garden. So like if you want to attract more and more and more kinds of piñatas, you'll have to plant more and more shit, and like after a while too, you can breed piñatas, so they'll make more piñatas, like little baby ones. And there's also like what the fuck are they called? They're these like little bad dudes every so often that'll come along. I forget what the fuck they're called, but I think they're called sour piñatas or something stupid. But they'll come into your garden. But yeah, they'll drop little candies that if your piñatas eat, they'll get sick and possibly die. And yeah, the goals with each piñata is to fill them up with candy, because like they'll eat candy and shit like that, and then you launch them through this fucking cannon to like a birthday party or something stupid. And like the more you send, like it has like a Pokédex kind of thing where you'll fill out different pages with different piñatas that you've sent off, or like ones that you become friends with and shit. And yeah, it's cool. It's a fun game. It's hard to stop playing once you really get into it. Kind of janky at some parts, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I tried. I want to say I tried the first one because I had some free time, and I could not get into it. But I think I needed to play the second one because it probably improved on stuff that didn't work in the first one.
Yeah,
that was on me.
Trouble in Paradise is a lot better.
Speaking of games that we hope get remade once Microsoft purchases Activision.
Ooh.
It was Red Dead before Red Dead, because Red Dead Redemption didn't exist yet, and it was that was one of the first open world games that I actually played, and there wasn't a lot to do in the open world, not like by today's standards, but just running around and exploring a West themed world, like that became one of my favorite genres instantly. And then since then there's been Red Dead Redemption 2. But for the time, Gun was very, very cool, very fun to play. That might be one of the only games I've played on two consoles, because I played through it on GameCube and on PSP. But yeah, I don't have a lot to say because I haven't played it in like 20 years, but Gun is a game that more people should go back and play if you have the chance to. And I hope that it gets
by Neversoft.
Yeah, Neversoft made it. Then yeah, there was talk of a sequel, but then they hit it big with Guitar Hero and never turned back.
Stop the presses! Stop the presses! We've struck gold!
Yeah, seriously. The kids love the plastic instruments. They don't want guns.
But what about the Wild West? Fuck the Wild West.
Right.
There's AC/DC.
Oh my god. And then they went on to do Call of Duty. Ugh.
Yep. Sad times.
What about you?
Take us away, Chris. You get the last say.
Take us home.
Ooh, my god. Well, a game that I definitely want to finish and is Signalis.
I've heard good things about that one. Too scary for me.
It is definitely very terrifying looking, but it gave me the kind of old school, like way back when Resident Evil vibes.
Yeah.
Tank controls, but you can turn off the tank controls, which is cool. And but yeah, like you play as a anime-ish looking robot person that needs to figure out what the heck is happening, and very intriguing. And not a very long game too. Actually, this game about 10 hours. So
that's not bad.
That's like the perfect length.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't need like 40-hour games anymore.
No, I can't. I can't do that. Yeah. I can't do that anymore.
No. Although, I say that as I just finished Diablo 4, but you know that's
what would that take? 8 hours? 9 hours?
Oh yeah. No, but yeah, definitely one that it's so weird and it's so cool at the same time. I'm excited to go back and try to get that finished, because it was I mean it definitely didn't have as I think there was like a Humble Bundle like thing announcement about that like last year or so, and and then since then I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And then I haven't heard much about it, except I think Nave was like really into it at the time. And I was like, all right. I mean, I'm hoping that this comes up on our random picks, and it did, and I'm glad it did, because it's definitely a game I want to complete.
Yeah, totally.
Nice.
That's it. That's all the underrated games. Every other game was rated properly. Otherwise, we would have mentioned it. That's how the show works.
They were rated above or below average. Yeah. No, above or at average. Sorry, holy shit.
Yeah. Exactly. Chris, if people want to hear you talk about the more games, where can they find you at?
Our podcast again is all over the podcasting platforms. 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H1D. We do stream our playthroughs on Twitch at twitch.tv/1H1D. But there's all these lovely links that I'll give to you guys, so you can send it to all the people that listen to the show. But I thank you guys so much for having me on. It's been great. We've been I know I've been chatting with Aaron for a while and annoying him to get me on the show. I'd love to have you guys come on our show and help us play through a game and stuff like that. So
thank you for being here. I'm so happy you brought up Tinykin, because that's one I would have forgotten.
Yeah, it is so cool.
If people want to yell at us about games that they think we missed, which again we didn't, where can they do that, Aaron?
if they happen to find one that we didn't say was underrated or whatever, I don't know, superpodsaga.com, episodes, blog, social medias, money page, superpodsaga.com.
Yeah. And I get to pick the next topic, right?
Yes.
Okay. Next week, you listeners can look forward to us talking about the best genre mixes. Games that mix genres good. Right? Fuck. I was happy when I thought of that topic.
I should have saved Sushi Striker for that.
Just say it. Say it as something else. Like, give it a different name, but talk about it exactly the same.
Bushi Biker. There we go.
Bushi Biker. So look forward to that. Any last word from anyone?
Pee pee poo poo.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, Chris. Bye. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Chris, say bye.
Chris,
see you. Bye.
Bye.